I want to give you a 9 Etsy alternatives for selling your crafts this year. So here's the background. From popular online marketplaces to your own online store platform, you are able to actually sell whatever you want to sell, especially when it comes to crafts. Okay, if you're an artisan or let's say a passion creator, you want to really be on the right platform for you. So you can sell online and in person, whatever your customers are. It doesn't matter if your customers are in the States or elsewhere, you are able to sell no problem. If you create crafts, if you create collectibles or sell handmade items, you know the marketplace Etsy for sure. I mean, you also probably heard of Amazon Handmade, okay, another top player. And but Etsy, when you think about Etsy here, is that I want you to think about traffic, I want you to think about affordability, I want you to think about efficiency. So with more than 96 million buyers, Etsy is really a popular website for entrepreneurs who want to start an e-commerce business. If you are let's say a craft maker or you are an artisan, you will love Etsy in that sense. Okay, as a discoverability tool for brand awareness, Etsy actually is a great place to start. But really, as a centralized marketplace that owns your customers' data, an Etsy shop can only take your business so far, especially if you want to scale. Okay, because you cannot create, for instance, an email list. You cannot sell directly to your customers, and so with restrictive restore store design, a cut of your profits, and limited options for customer interaction, many sellers eventually search for Etsy alternatives, especially if you realize that your business is growing big time. So, if you are looking for a new e commerce platform or a selling site, let me share with you a list of Etsy alternatives that allow you to sell items on other marketplaces or on your own website. Okay, so that's really good. And so, sellers who explore alternatives to Etsy often do so because of its restricted rules. For example, Etsy owns all your customer data, which makes it hard to create personalized emails or targeted ads, except for vintage items and craft supplies. It also prohibits reselling, so this could be a little problematic. So let me share with you the top sites here when you think about the Etsy alternatives. First of all, you have Shopify, okay? Shopify is really the best alternative for makers who want more flexibility than Etsy can offer. And as a Shopify user, you can sell directly to customers through your own online store while also selling on Etsy from your Shopify dashboard. So that's really good. That integration is really fantastic. And many current Shopify merchants began their businesses on Etsy before actually migrating to Shopify when they were ready to grow. As Shopify is an all-in-one e-commerce platform, moving from Etsy to Shopify is seamless, whether you want to sell online, in a retail store, or a pop-up shop, or through social media. So Shopify is user-friendly with hundreds of templates for easy customization and branding. Unlike seller marketplaces, Shopify stores have a full suite of tools and resources, including merchant loans through Shopify Capital, a point of sale solution with Shopify POS, and even local delivery and fulfillment, all while you keep full control of your online store and customer list. Next, you have Big Cartel. If you're looking for an Etsy alternative for selling your crafts, I want you to think about Big Cartel this year. And the cool thing about Big Cartel is that here you have a store builder made for handmade craft sellers, entrepreneurs, and creatives who want to sell art online. So if you want to sell art online, Big Cartel could be a great place for you. And Big Cartel users can list up to 5 products on its free plan, and that makes the platform a solid option among Etsy alternatives for budget-conscious sellers who have just a few products and want to avoid, let's say, Etsy's listing fees. And so the cool thing about Big Cartel is that the platform includes website templates that you can customize to match your branding, including actually the color and font size. Okay, you can also use Big Cartel's own domain name, and you can use your own domain name through Big Cartel, and also access a number of marketing tools. Okay, and shoppers buy directly from your store, and can communicate with you through a contact form. So that's really fantastic. If you're looking for an Etsy alternative for selling your crafts this year, I want you to think about Squarespace. And Squarespace is a website builder known for its drag and drop interface. Like the other website builders on this Etsy alternative list, Squarespace's main advantage over Etsy is that it really allows you to sell to customers from your own site. That helps you avoid, let's say, Etsy's seller fees and gives you access to your customers' data, which makes it easier for you to interact with your audience through owned media channels like email. So, like Shopify, Squarespace allows you to import Etsy listings using a third party migration app and sell to customers both directly through your custom e commerce site and through third party marketplaces. And since Squarespace is not purpose built for e commerce, some sellers may find the platform doesn't have all the features they need to grow their business. You also have Wix. So if you're looking for an Etsy alternative for selling your crafts, I want you to think about Wix. So Wix is actually a website builder that allows you to sell products directly to your customers, bypassing Etsy's fees and providing a custom branded experience. So that's really good, especially if your target audience wants more flexibility, wants more efficiency in the buying process. And like other builders on this list of Etsy alternatives, Wix offers editable website templates. With Wix, you also have custom domains, you have a site hosting, and you also have some marketing features. Even though the marketing features are not as let's say extensive on Etsy as you what you have, for instance, on Shopify. And Wix lets you track orders, accept PayPal and credit card payments, create promotional coupons, and set tax and shipping rules for different locations. There is actually on Wix, there is a tiered monthly pricing plan, plus actually a community knowledge hub. And that's really good because the community knowledge hub really sets Wix apart from the other platforms in the sense that you are able to ask questions and you're able to get guidance from other Wix users. If you're looking for an Etsy alternatives for selling your crafts this year, I want you to think about Equid, okay? And the Equid is actually a brand by Lightspeed, and Equid by Lightspeed is not really a website builder. It's actually a tool that allows you to add e-commerce functionality to your existing website, social media, and other sales channels, okay? And Equid's advantage over Etsy is that it allows customers to shop and purchase products from the places where they interact with you online. For example, if you are an artist or an artisan with an existing portfolio on a compatible platform, you can use Equid's buy button to add shopping features to that portfolio site. So there's nothing else to do. You just have to really customize that particular portfolio site. And this makes Equid a unique option among this list of the best Etsy alternatives. So if you don't already have your own website, you will need to use a separate website builder in order to use Equid. And if you want to sell on Etsy and Equid, you will need to choose a paid plan with a product limit that suits your business's needs. Another platform I want to share with you is Handmade. So Handmade is really an Etsy alternative with features specific to artists and art dealers. And in addition to a limited online store builder, you can create a calendar of events. So that's really good. The calendar of events on Handmade is pretty straightforward and also pretty seamless. You can also have an image gallery. You can have your own blog. And you can have a news section, giving you a lot more features than Etsy for a more well-rounded brand experience. So if you want to really cultivate that aspect of things with your audience, then Handmade is really good. And Handmade's inventory management feature will sync your website with your Etsy store. Like Etsy, however, there are limited options for product variants, making it difficult for merchants such as you and me with growing product offerings, okay? And so if offering, for instance, if offering a broad range of product variants is important to your business model, then one of the other Etsy alternatives on this list may actually be a better fit. If you're looking for an Etsy alternative for selling your craft this year, I want you to think about Bonanza. And when you think about Bonanza, think about a marketplace similar to Etsy, meaning that you can sell unique items such as arts, crafts, and collectibles alongside other vendors. Its main advantage over Etsy is that Bonanza also gives you the option to create a standalone website for your online store. So that's kind of cool because here you have a hybrid strategy, right? You have a marketplace that also allows you to customize your products through your online store. And it's actually free to list items on Bonanza, but the site charges final value fees like Etsy. You can import items directly from Etsy and create automated listings on Google Shopping, eBay, and Nextag. And one unusual thing about Bonanza is that it lets buyers and sellers negotiate on price, so bear this in mind when pricing your products. If you're looking for an Etsy alternative for selling your crafts, think about Amazon Handmade. I just finished a comprehensive compare and contrast between Etsy and Amazon Handmade, so you might want to go and watch that particular video if you're interested. So Amazon is not generally associated with handmade or unique products, but it does have a marketplace branch of its brand for selling craft and artisan goods. And Amazon Handmade offers makers and artisans an Amazon storefront to showcase their products. And Amazon Handmade's advantages over Etsy include shipping through a Fulfillment by Amazon (FBA), no listing aspiration, analytics, and Amazon sponsored ads. So that's really good in terms of scalability, in terms of flexibility. So selling your creations on Amazon Handmade could be a good way to get your products in front of loyal Amazon customers. But keep in mind that costs are higher than other marketplace platforms, with Amazon taking a hefty 15% commission per transaction, as well as a monthly membership fee. Plus, like Etsy, Amazon owns your customer relationships, which can really make it difficult for you to harness, let's say, the power of other sales channels, especially if you're trying to really build a one-on-one conversation with your buyers. If you're looking for an Etsy alternative for selling your craft this year, I want you to think about another platform that's not really well known but very very innovative nonetheless, especially when it comes to your ability to display your crafts in a very very seamless manner, in a very efficient manner, especially when it comes to establishing that relationship with your audience. Okay, so Go Imagine is an online marketplace similar to Etsy, but unlike Etsy, Go Imagine also offers users the option of creating their own online stores. So this is kind of similar to Bonanza. The only thing about Go Imagine is that it really helps you be present, especially at the very local level. Let's say at the state or county or city level. Okay, and so that's really good, especially if you are trying to have this sort of a one-on-one, quote-unquote, intimate relationship with your customers. Plus, with Go Imagine, you get access to a social network for makers and a training academy, which is something you don't find a lot of platforms having, a training academy. So the training academy is kind of cool if you want to learn, let's say, the basics of marketing, basics of SEO, the basics of like fulfillment and others, okay? And to list on Go Imagine, products must meet guidelines that require them to be made by the seller using hand tools or light machinery. Okay, it has to be light. If you are going with machinery, it has to be sorry about that. It has to be light machinery. Okay, so once accepted, some sellers have found Go Imagine's interface clunky, but you can use the built-in dashboard to view sales statistics, track orders, and manage inventory. So that's kind of cool. And as a new user, you can import products from Etsy by emailing a CSV file to Go Imagine's support team. So that's kind of cool, especially when it comes to scalability and also efficiency. Okay, and also the process is a bit more cumbersome than the integrations offered by other options on this list. So if you're going for Go Imagine, expect a little bit of cumbersomeness. So you have heard it, the 9 Etsy alternatives for selling your crafts this year. It's really important to understand that if you're looking for the best alternative altogether for selling, when it comes to for selling crafts, really, Shopify is actually the best. And Shopify is a global brand, okay? I mean, of course, you have Big Cartel, you have Squarespace, you have Wix, all that kind of stuff, but Shopify really gives you a more integrated approach when it comes to selling your crafts, okay? Shopify is the best Etsy alternative for artists, craft people, and entrepreneurs. And Shopify has no listing fees, offers unlimited products, and gives you more control over your website, especially if you are trying to customize things, okay? And but Shopify is not really the same as Etsy because Etsy is a marketplace where Shopify is more an e-commerce marketplace. Let me explain. Shopify is an all-in-one commerce platform that lets you sell online and in a retail store. So I said e-commerce. It's not just e-commerce. It's actually a commerce platform. So you can sell online or you can sell in your brick and mortar store. Okay. And unlike Etsy, Shopify comes with a suite of selling tools and gives you a custom website domain, so you own your own online store and customer list, which is really great. When you own your customer list, you are able let's say parlay that relationship you have with your email list into other stuff. Okay, you can sell way more. And so, what are Etsy's weaknesses? I mean, why should you consider an alternative in the first place? Well, running a business on Etsy means giving up access to a customer data. So what happens here is that you are limited. You become like inherently limited in terms of, let's say, branding and marketing, which are really quintessentially. If you want to sell crafts, you got to really be strong in branding and marketing because this is a sector that's very, very competitive. Okay, Etsy also charges seller transaction fees that can cut into your profit margins. Okay, and so if you want to have more control and flexibility, you want to really maybe switch to another platform such as Wix, Big Cartel, Shopify, or Bonanza, for instance, to actually increase to actually have more flexibility in your craft selling enterprise. But one thing for sure, whichever platform you choose has to meet your buyers' expectations in terms of efficiency, in terms of fulfillment, in terms of scalability, also. Okay, and that's important when you when you choose. I want you to think about those three things beforehand. So, as a recap into this conversation, I gave you 9 Etsy alternatives for selling your crafts. I gave you the background about the whole conversation. I gave you those top sites. So, Shopify, Big Cartel, Squarespace, Wix, Ecwid by Lightspeed, Handmade, Bonanza, Amazon Handmade, and Go Imagine. Then I spoke to you a little bit about the extras. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.